Eagles fans everywhere, this is for you.
He's at the 20.
They should stop this one.
What you got? Domination, snot bubbles.
He throws, complete, touchdown. They've got him again. They've got him again. Sack Crumpler, what a throw, what a hit, what a catch.
Defense is just way too much for the Cowboys.
It's caught by Alshon Jeffrey for a touchdown. He pushes, touchdown. Jalen Hood, touchdown. A.J. Brown, a run. He's going to score.
It's a touchdown by Nick Foles. The train is in the end zone.
Touchdown.
Torrey Smith in for the touchdown is Jefferson.
Touchdown. Jalen Hurts.
Got some big news today as we got some scheduled release news, week 1 at least, because the schedule release isn't until 2 days. We're going to be playing the Cowboys in the first week of the NFL season, and I'm just happy. I'm excited to say that. Now, I have a huge hate, like a deep hate for the Cry Girls, but that brings me to my next topic about another divisional rival that I also have deep hate for. The Washington Commodores will be playing them in Week 16 in a doubleheader. Fox will be airing that game, and I can't wait to beat on them again like we did against them in the NFC Championship game, putting up 55 points in the link. Ugh, I just cannot wait. And we'll be able to test out the Cry Girls quarterback on the first game of the season in Week 1, because I remember him saying at the end of the season, we always match with the Eagles and they're a better team. Basically, that's what he said in all words. And he really had the audacity to say this after the huge blowout that we gave the Cowboys at the link in at AT&T Stadium. How dare Dak Prescott comes out of his mouth and say anything bad about the Eagles when the Cry Girls are trying to put together a 12-win season once again, I guess. I mean, divisional and done, can you say? Anyways, I can go all day about the Eagles and the Cowboys rivalry, but I can't remember this video. Check this out.
We compete with the Eagles and beat them for the most part when we played them. I don't want to say check the record when the other guy's holding a trophy right now, so credit to them. They've earned it and they deserved it by all means, but yeah, very close, especially when you even watch the NFC game, the NFC Championship. And those two teams that we battle against each and every year, a couple of times, and as I said, feel confident about we've gotten the better part each and every time. To see it in such a dominating fashion, credit to them. It's our turn and it's on us.
Blitz coming, picked up, rushed, gets intercepted. Breaking in front of that is C.J. Gardner-Johnson. And a house call. Pick 6 to open the day. 70 yards, no flags.
Pass to Brown, slashing across the middle, and to the Cowboys 40.
Going into the last game for the NFL record, he's got a first down, and then some. Barkley's over 100 yards. Given time, deep ball into coverage, it is picked off. Second of the game for C.J. Gardner-Johnson, and room for a return. To the third. He's got Smith. It's a perfect throw. And a touchdown. Pickett to Smith for the second time this quarter.
Drop back. Jalen looking around, surveying 3 or 4 times. Snaps up and fires. And it's caught for the touchdown. 1st and 10. And he's taken off. Hurts. Plenty of room to get all the way down to the Cowboy 23.
Looking to throw. He's got room to run. Going to try to get in. Diving. Flipped over and he's short. Pressure. End zone. It is caught for the touchdown. Schoonmaker. The rookie. I'll tell you what. That's really close.
That's really close. It looked like...
Well, they called this a touchdown as we showed you before we went to break. They overturned it. It was not. Schoonmaker, his knee down. The ball is short. And the Eagles will take over on that. Smith galloping to the end zone for the touchdown. Second of the day. This one from 25. And the Eagles are routing the Cowboys.
The Birds are also set to host Chicago Bears on Black Friday, aka Thanksgiving. I'm also excited about that one too. Anyway, speaking of the Cry Girls, the last time the Eagles and the Cry Girls met in week 1 was 2000 when Donovan McNabb and the Eagles' Deuce Staley, Brian Westbrook went against the Cowgirls week 1 of the 2000 season. And we beat them 41-14 in Dallas. It was a crucial beatdown. And we're hoping that it goes the same this year. And also haven't met with the Cowboys in September since the 2021 season. So this will be an epic match to watch. I can also remember that Philly-Dallas game, 41-14. It was super hot. It was scalding hot outside. I never forget that game. I just hope we can pull it off again in the link this year, which most likely we will because it's Dallas. Come on, they suck. Also, it's going to be awesome watching our divisional rival watch us let down our championship banner week 1 of the NFL season. Who isn't excited about that? Now, the Birds and Dallas Goedert came to an agreement on a contract. And after a long offseason of trade rumors from insiders and analysts and hoopla, I think the Birds and Goedert are happy to finally get a deal done. Howie and the Birds are now reworking the contract for Goedert to stay in Philly with the new deal that pays him $10 million. It has an extra $1 million in incentives with this contract. The Birds freed up $4 million in cap space, and now Goedert's deal is done. The Birds have their tight end and signed and delivered. Many are wondering, though, where Howie will look next to improve this team. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Also, speaking of the cap, that brings me to NFL analyst and insider of the Birds, Brian Baldinger, saying Justin Simmons wants to be in Philly and to, quote, just give him a home in South Jersey. Listen.
I've been saying it all off season too, Jeff. I agree. And it's not just a reunion with Justin Simmons and Vic Fangio. He wants to come to Philadelphia. He wants to be there. They drafted Andrew Makuba out of Texas, which is good. They've drafted Sidney Brown to go read Blankenship. There's players there, but nobody with the numbers, the interceptions, like really the leadership that he can provide. They lost Darius Slay. They lost some leaders in that secondary. He provides that. He's another very, very smart guy, understands the game, high football IQ. And when he wants to be there, he wants to come to Philly. Just find him a house in South Jersey. He's gonna be here. He'll be fine.
Now, Simmons isn't an old man, but he's 32 at safety on defense, and he's seeking a team that would most likely you would call, I don't know, a youth movement. Has players on the defense whose oldest starter isn't even 25 yet. Simmons has somewhat of a down season last year. I mean, he still played at a high level. Don't get me confused. But with 2 interceptions and his fewest since 2017 and a 20% missed tackle rate, ranked second highest among safeties, and in a season where he could give you on an average 80-plus tackles, Simmons had a low 62, in which hasn't been lower since his rookie season in 2016, where he had 30 tackles and 2 interceptions with a sack. I'm on the fence about Simmons. Even though his number fell from his prior season in 2023, Simmons still played at a high level, like I said. But with the age and the contract, man, I don't know. I think if the Birds were going to keep a safety who isn't already at the age of 30, then I think they would have just given C.J. Gardner a contract, in-house. But the Falcons gave Simmons a fully guaranteed $7.5 million deal that kept him in Atlanta. I don't know. That was for a year. So, unless Simmons would be willing to take less money this season on a, veteran minimum, then I don't really see him being in Philly. But I would love to see him in Philly because of that veteran presence in the locker room. And Simmons has familiarity with Christian Parker, DB coach on the Eagles, and Vic Fangio. But anyway, like I said before, Simmons can still play at a high level. He's just a little older in terms of NFL years. He has a pretty pricey contract. But you let me know what you think about Simmons down in the comments below. Also, if you love our defensive secondary, then you would love to hear this news. Cooper DeJean, Reed Blankenship, the exciting Whites now come out with The Exciting Mics, a podcast between the two DBs. We're going to be able to see these guys speak a lot of birds, culture, everything in between. We're going to leave the link in the description. You guys can go check it out. You know we are. Go Birds. And A.J. Brown was making his rounds around Philly, reaching out to the youth in the city through his A.J. Brown Foundation, while also showing up to the Philly Service Award and spoke about his love for Philadelphia. Nothing new. Like I said in the last video, I'm just happy to see the boys enjoying their offseason, man. After winning their first ring in Philly, putting in this crazy work in the offseason like I always know A.J. Brown will. I can expect another 1,100, 1,200 yard season by A.J. Brown, but check out this great youth movement video by A.J. Brown. You'll love it. Speaking of the offseason, and after canceling Victory Mondays and Walkthrough Wednesdays last season due to the collapse of the 2023 season, the method that won us the Super Bowl, the Birds may have to use again, and it may become a permanent method for years to come. Now, for you new Birds fans that don't know what Victory Mondays, Walkthrough Wednesdays are, it's basically a chill day for the Birds after a hard-fought victory on Sunday or Sunday Night Football. The term is widely recognized around the NFL, and it usually entails the players to be away from the facility from Monday to Wednesday. They usually have less padded practices, and instead of intense competition, the players do just that, walk through. The Birds, from what I recall, started Victory Mondays during the 2022 season, when the Birds went on a historic 11-0 run before running into the Commodores at home. And we even remember Javon Hargraves' comments about the Eagles' practice. After joining the 49ers, he called practice in Philadelphia, quote-unquote, more relaxed.
Difference in team culture from Philly to here?
I hate to say, it's just like it's kind of the same. It's kind of similar because I think we all was very close. Like even in Philly, it's very close. Like everybody was pretty tight. But I can say it's like extremely harder. Like practices, like even like
here,
it's more. Yeah, here.
Yeah.
Very more demanding.
Yeah, we.
I think it's like more so like how people call like the Golden State coach and the Miami Heat. Yeah. Over here it's the Miami Heat. Over there it's the Golden State because it's more chill, more relaxed. You chilling. Over here, nah, it's work. Yeah. It's like every day you about to get it. Like Cal. I feel like Cal is like the Pat Riley. Like it's just like. You know what you're getting over here. Like everybody can't make it over here for sure.
But after a terrible season, no more of any of that 2023 season I'm talking about. Sirianni upped the ante in practice after the 23 season, making the guys work even harder in practice, camp, and everything, canceling out Victory Mondays, and even spoke with Hurts, who agreed that practices needed to be more intense. And even after a big win on Sunday, we need to keep that intensity high at practice. Last year in camp, Fangio advocated for longer, more intense practices, which proved to be more beneficial for the defense, especially on the field, where we were able to see the defense fly around. And the defense took a massive leap with Nakobe Dean getting better at pass coverage and Zach Bond flourishing at the linebacker position, earning a contract with the Birds and all. The defense was a great unit, but it was a better unit, in my opinion, than the 2022 Super Bowl defense. I know we went third all-time in sacks, 73, setting an NFL record. I know it's just all-time great. I can't knock that. I won't knock that. But our second and third level of defense last season took a major leap from years prior. Those longer practices and planting that seed of grit, rough and tough defense that flies around and gets turnovers. I'm over the moon about these rookies. Safety Andrew Makuba. These guys are hard hitting. They're gritty. They fit right into the culture. I'm so excited. I'm ready to see these guys in Philly green with that intense, hard-nosed defense, hard practices under Fangio. I know these guys will flourish. They have no other choice, honestly. You guys let me know what you think. Now, the tickets are ramping up. The giveaway is ramping up. The channel is finally starting to grow, and I just want to thank you guys. But we still have to get the channel to 2,000 subscribers before the NFL season, guys. Let's get it. And we'll be able to get you guys Eagles tickets home or away. You know the routine. Like, subscribe, comment. Let me know everything. And I'll see you next time. Go Birds and be blessed. Also, before you go, training camp is right around the corner. Mid-June, and the schedule release is 2 days away. So let's get the channel to 2,000 subscribers. The news, the topics, everything is heating up over here at Eaglecentric. We want to be able to get it to you on time. So subscribe, like, comment, everything else. Be blessed and go Birds. Be sure to go like and subscribe to Eaglecentric. Eaglecentric is where you get your 24/7 Eagle news. To all of my Eaglecentric Eagle fans out there, Eaglecentric 24/7 Eagle news. Go follow on all platforms now. Eaglecentric. Go Birds, baby.